Hello there, folks. This is Sheila E. from Tennessee, and I'm going to do some ribs tonight. 11:31. My daughter's got the sheath off the back of them. That's that thick skin on the back. You have to take that off. These things are huge. These are a Smithfield baby back rib. The pan ain't even big enough to lay them flat, so I'm going to do them sideways. But I'm going to show you my rub that goes on them. Let me wash my hands here. This is what you ought to do, guys. You do this at 12 o'clock at night, and they come out the next day after church. Wonderful. So we're going to start out with, this is 3 ribs. My recipe is like probably for, this will probably do all 3 of these ribs. So we're going to have 2 to 3 cups of brown sugar. Start out here with some brown sugar. I hope everybody liked that video of that hash brown casserole, because me and my husband eat the whole thing. A 9 by 13 pan, all but two little dishes that I took to work. And me and him finished it off today. And my grandson said, well, Mammy, you know I like hash brown casserole. I said, okay, baby. Mammy, make another pan. So let's just go ahead and make a mess while our kitchen's cleaned up. Let's just get this on. How y'all doing out there in YouTube land? There was 3 cups, heaping cups of brown sugar. You can use light brown sugar or dark brown sugar. I've got down here a tablespoon of salt. Well, let me get the spoon for you, if I can find one. This little thing right here says that this is, well, I can't even see, guys. Anyway, it looks like a teaspoon to me. So we're going to do 2 of these. Make it a tablespoon. Probably wouldn't hurt to do a little bit more, because with that, those ribs are huge. I'm going to do a tablespoon and a half. Alright. Now we've got to do some black pepper. We're just going to pour some in there. Just do it to your taste. We're going to say that's going to be about tablespoon and a half of black pepper. Onion powder, 2 tablespoons. Be sure to write this down, guys. I've got it wrote down, but if you need the recipe, just put it in the comments and I'll give it to you. So there's 1, 2, 3. I hope it was onion powder, not garlic powder. I can't even find my lid, see what it was. Onion powder. So that was 3. And it says 2. So we're going to do, these are teaspoons, so that'll be 2 tablespoons right there. And I'm going to do another, because of so many of these ribs. So that's going to be about 3 tablespoons of onion powder. I just don't think you can get too much onion powder. If you want to put some garlic powder in them, you can. I just don't, because my daughter don't like it. She likes that garlic, but it triggers her migraine, so I don't do it. So anyway, but you can put it in yours. Paprika. Now this is cayenne. You better watch that, guys. We don't want to put 3 tablespoons of cayenne in there now, do we? So we're going to do that's 1 teaspoon. Well, if I can get it to come out. Okay, 1 teaspoon. We're going to do 1 more. It's going to have a little heat to it. I can't get that to come out, guys. Let's see what's going on with it. There we go. Alright, that's probably 1 good tablespoon of cayenne pepper. That's the powder, not the flakes. And then paprika, 1 to 2 tablespoons. Alright, there's 1 tablespoon. I'm going to take this lid off. And we're going to do another tablespoon. All right, that's about 2.5 tablespoons of paprika. Now guys, I'm gonna tell you something. If you don't have a smoker and you want some good ribs or pulled pork, try this recipe. All right. So, and then I've got 2 sticks of butter laid out here. And we got some. See, there's supposed to be some. Let's see, onion powder, cayenne pepper, chili powder. All right, 2 tablespoons of chili powder. We're going to do about 3 tablespoons. Like I said, we've got a lot of meat in there. So there's. This is a teaspoon, so there's 1. That's 2 tablespoons. We'll do a little bit more, 2 tablespoons and a half of chili powder. So let me go back over that with you. That's 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 2 tablespoons of onion powder. I've done 3 tablespoons of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper, 2 tablespoons of chili powder. I've done 2 tablespoons and a half of chili powder, 1 to 2 tablespoons of paprika. I've done 2 tablespoons and a half, and 2 to 3 cups of brown sugar. Now you mix all that up. I'll let you see it here. See right here? You just try this for yourself and see what you think. Now you can use this on ribs. You can use it on a Boston butt to do pulled pork. I would assume that you could probably use it on any kind of pork. I'm not sure how it would be on anything besides pork, because I've never tried it. We've done a little something like this on a brisket one time. It's not as good on a brisket as it is on pork. So you make sure you got all those things mixed up in there. Make sure your hands is clean, if you're going to be using your hands, guys. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to put a cup of water in the bottom of this. So this is because we want it to steam. I'm just going to pour it over my meat too there, so the rub will stick to it. So that was a cup of water too. So we've got, let me rinse my hands off. This is going to be a quick video because I'm going to stick these things in the oven on 400. Convex 400. They have to bake at 400 for at least 1 hour. Then you want to put them down on 225 for 10, 11, 12 hours. So if it's 12 o'clock, 12:30, then 12:30 tomorrow will be 12 hours. So you just take it rub, you just pull it all over your meat, and you can even put, if these weren't turned up on the side, I would put some on the bottom and then put some on the top too. You want to coat them really, really good. Get you down here where can you see that better? So I'm putting them, trying to get some on the back side and then get it in between these because they're standing up on their sides because they're so big. And I got these at Food City. They're the Smithfield baby back ribs. And then my daughter pulls that sheath off of them. So you can see how thick that is on there. So what we're going to do now, you saw how quick that is. And I'm telling you, folks, if you ever use this recipe and do ribs, you will not change. This is absolutely delicious. And if you'll do it like I told you, the meat will just fall off the bone. You won't even have to chew it. So then I use, because these are going in the oven, I use the Hickory Liquid Smoke. Let me get this seal off of here. Let me get it out. Okay. And I think they got this at Food City too. They probably all got it at Walmart also. Well, let me see if I can't find it. There we go. Alright, I'm going to give it a good shake. And then what we're going to do is we're going to brown these ribs in liquid smoke. Now make sure you get the Hickory Liquid Smoke. Okay. So what you do is you hold that aluminum foil up there. You don't want no leaks in that. And you just go back and forth, And this is a small bottle of liquid smoke. This is it's a low sodium. This is a 4 ounce one. So this is a small one, and for this many ribs, I'm going to use all this. I want them to be really good and juicy, and I want that hickory flavor to come out. I think you can get it in another flavor too. I'm just not sure. So that's just one 4 ounce bottle of liquid smoke. But you see that there? And then we're going to use some butter. And today I've got Bluebonnet butter. And instead of cutting it, I just tear little hunks off. You know Sheila E. about her hunks. Yeah, just put some hunks here and there on these ribs. You see how I'm doing it there? If you go down there where you can see. And I would have usually put these on around 10 o'clock of the night and let them bake to about 11. And then 11 o'clock tomorrow would have been in the morning. I would have checked them before going to church, and I would have cut them off and just let them sit there in that hot oven until I get back out of church. And then we'll turn them back on, let them heat. And these things are absolutely delicious, let me tell you. They're just so good. And you don't need a smoker when you do it like this. I'll put mine up against anybody's. Mine's good. Not cause they're mine, because they're good. All right, let me wash this out butter off my hands. And these ribs are frozen, they're not unthawed. So now, let's see what it says. So we're going to wrap these up. Sort of like an envelope. We want them to steam cook. Now you have to have heavy duty aluminum foil. You don't have to buy the name brand. You can get the generic name brand aluminum foil as long as it's heavy duty. You have to have these down in there pretty tight. You've got to have a deep pan too. You got to have a deep pan, and then we put another flat pan, huge cookie sheet underneath them, just in case that if they want to boil over, they've got plenty of room to boil over. And then sometimes I'll take that juice where you saw me put that water in there and that butter, and I'll take the turkey baster and get all that up, and I'll baste those ribs again in the morning. So I think we've probably got it pretty well sealed here. You want to try to seal it as best you can to keep all that steam in. And you can see what we got here. See right here, this is what we got here. See how deep that is? So we're going to put this in the oven at 400. I'm going to put this big pan, this big flat pan underneath it. And I'm sticking these on the bottom rack. I tell you what, folks, that just barely did fit. Barely did fit. Just barely fit. Alright, so we've got that on 400. Sorry about that, guys. We got that on 400, and it's going to bake on 400 for an hour, and then I'm going to cut it down to 225, and it's going to bake all night, probably to about, we go to church at 11, I'll cut it off at 11, and then I'll come back in at church, and I'll probably bake it another hour while we're getting the potatoes and sides ready, okay? So I'll let you see it tomorrow, let you see what the finished product looks like. I'll let you see how tender they are and how they fall off the bone. So this is Sheila E. Before I let you go, I'm going to give you this rub again. And like I said, you can use this on ribs, or you can use it on Boston butt. And you can have your pulled pork, do your pulled pork that way too. So this is going to be for one huge Boston butt or was enough to do the 3 ribs. Tablespoon of salt, tablespoon of black pepper, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper, 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 to 2 tablespoons paprika, 2 to 3 cups of brown sugar. Put a cup of water in the bottom of your pan. Lay your ribs or your meat in a heavy aluminum foil, the heavy duty aluminum foil. Mix all your dry ingredients up. Pack them over the meat. Just pack it down over the meat after it's mixed up. Take you a couple sticks of butter and just put little pieces of butter all over your meat and your liquid smoke. For that much meat, it took the whole 4-ounce bottle of liquid smoke. On a Boston butt, it would probably take almost a whole bottle, that 4 ounce of liquid smoke, because you want to make sure you got enough in there that it soaks good in the meat. So you start baking that. After you get all that done, you wrap it and seal it in that aluminum foil in a deep pan. Start it off with 400. Let it bake 400 for 1 hour. That's a must. That kills any bacteria or anything that might be there. It will kill it at 400 for an hour. I usually take the pork ribs or the pork butt and I'll soak them in some kind of Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, root beer, whatever I have. I didn't do that tonight, but it will be okay. I promise you it'll be okay. So we washed them good and took that sheath off of them before we put them in the pan to put the rub on. So bake that for 1 hour at 400. Cut it down after 1 hour to 225. Let that bake at least 10 to 12 hours, and then you're going to have meat falling off the bone. So this is Sheila E. Always remember to smile, because smiles are contagious. Be thankful to God for all that He does for us. Always give Him honor, glory, and praise. And I will see you soon.